Hello everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Rashmi Devangan. I'm doing a series of videos on air regulations for DGCA examination to obtain a commercial pilot license. So whatever you want to know about air regulations, it's right here. So do follow my channel, subscribe to my channel, keep watching my videos. Today we are going to discuss about search and rescue operations in civil aviation. So let's get started. All the contracting states, individually as well as with the support of their neighbors, they'll be carrying out search and rescue operations whenever and wherever needed in their territories and in the high seas as well as they might support other contracting states for their search and rescue operations also. So all this is listed in Annexure number 12. So, in the high seas and areas of undetermined sovereignty, search and rescue would be done in accordance with the regional air navigation agreements. Next point is, there are various national provisions given to different agencies and committees so as to carry out the search and rescue operations in India. Over the land, National Aeronautical Search and Rescue Coordination Committee designating Secretary, Ministry of Civil Aviation as its chairman. They carry out the search and rescue operation over the land, and for the ocean it is National Maritime SAR Board, Search and Rescue Board, designating Director General, Indian Coast Guard as its chairman. So the search and rescue operations will be provided to the Indian territory and the territorial waters as well, and also over the high seas as and how it has been given the responsibility by the ICAO. So the Airport Authority of India has designated 4 FIRs, namely Delhi, Mumbai and Kolkata, as the 4 rescue coordinate centers. In the areas over the high seas, the search and rescue services will be provided by the Indian Coast Guard through 3 maritime rescue coordination centers located at Mumbai, Chennai and Port Blair. And the search and rescue operation over the Indian airspace, which is excluding the oceanic areas, it is coordinated by the Airport Authority of India with the SAR agencies, whatever are there. Then over the territorial waters, here territorial I mean by oceans. So in the oceanic areas of India, it is coordinated by the Kolkata, Mumbai and Chennai FIRs, and provided that they have been supported by Indian Coast Guards. So coming up to the next topic, which is the search and rescue equipments. So whenever a search and rescue operation is being held, such an aircraft is equipped with the instruments from which the communication would be very easy, so as to communicate on a aeronautical distress and see in a frequency in which these distress calls are being made. The devices for homing and homing on the distress frequencies, and also in the maritime areas they shall be equipped with the vessels to communicate. So basically vessels communicate, so that is the vessel which we are talking about in here. For the maritime search and rescue operations we use these vessels. So it is operated on the frequencies 2182 kHz, 4125 kHz or 1 to 1.5 MHz. This is the distress frequencies, you would all know. So moving on, so this search and rescue operation is not only restricted to the Indian territory, it can be done at high seas also, and also it would be maybe some person from other contracting state would be in distress situations. So that is why in order to communicate with them, we have to use the International Code of Signals that is understandable to all the people around the world. So coming on to the next portion, if the SAR aircraft, search and rescue aircraft, is dropping food and water for survival or any other survival equipment, that would be packed in containers and would be indicated by streamers of blue color. So there are certain operating procedures for pilot in command. So whenever at a scene of accident, if they see an aircraft in distress or any other observations of urgency or distress, then in that case what they have to do is, the first point, keep the aircraft in distress site. So this means that the pilot in command will be keeping the aircraft in distress in sight until and unless they are asked to leave, or they will say that we don't require your further assistance. Till then they have to be there, and the pilot in command should determine its position and transmit it. Also have to report the appropriate rescue coordination center and also ATS. Not just rescue coordination center, it should be ATS unit also. Fine. So next point is for if the pilot in command not pilot in command, if the any aircraft, it intercepts with a distress message, then the pilot in command of that aircraft will have to acknowledge that distress message, record the position transmitted by it, take the bearing on the transmission. Okay, so whatever they are transmitting and bearing they are telling, that way they have to proceed the aircraft and inform the appropriate rescue and coordination center or the ATS unit, and also await for the instructions by the rescue coordination center or the ATS or any further transmission. Next topic is search and rescue signals. So if you find a surface craft anywhere, then the aircraft have to give the signals to the surface craft so that appropriate help could be reached to the aircraft in distress. In that case, what the aircraft can do is either circle the surface craft at least once, cross the projected course of the surface aircraft close ahead at low altitude. So you have to be at a low altitude, and they'll be rocking the wings, opening and closing the throttle, changing the propeller pitch. And also you can head to the direction in which the surface craft is to be directed. That can be done. And if the surface craft acknowledges your signals, then they will send a code pennant. This means that there's a vertical red and white strip signal that they'll be hoisting it on you. So you can that would mean that they have understood your message. And next point is flash TAs by the signal lamp in the Morse code. It's not TS, it's T's. So a series of T's will be flashed, and then they can follow the heading that has been directed by the aircraft. And if they are unable to comply, in that case, international flag N will be there hoisted, and they'll be flashing a series of N's in the Morse code. Here are the ground air visual code for the use of survivors. So these are the symbols here, and what does they mean? So this means they require assistance, require medical assistance, no or negative, yes or affirmative, and this means proceeding in this direction. The following codes are used by the rescue units. So this means that operation is completed, found all the personnel. This means only some personnel are found. This means that we are not able to continue and returning to the base, have divided into two different groups and each are proceeding in different directions indicated like this. And information received that aircraft is in this direction, and this means that nothing found and will continue to search. These messages, these symbols should be at least 2.5 meters long and shall be made in very much conspicuous, like contrasting colors and all, with background and signals very much prominently visible, right? And obviously the obvious facts are that they can use anything for showing the signals. That could be stripes of fabric, parachute materials, or pieces of wood, stones, or any other material like that. Okay, so air to ground signals will be as follows. In the daytime, by rocking the aircraft wings, and at the night during the darkness they'll be flashing on and off twice the aircraft's landing lights. Otherwise, alternative is navigation lights. Lastly, the satellite aided search and rescue. So India has evolved the satellite aided search and rescue program, participating in COSPAS and AirSat system. So it operates in 406 megahertz. I'll tell you what do they do. The location accuracy here is 5 kilometers. Yeah, here I've written 5 kilometers. So what do they do is that this system will be detecting the transmission of this frequency, okay, this frequency 406 megahertz, and they will be transmitting the signals to the SRR, that is the search and rescue regions, and also not only just in the Indian territory but also the search and rescue regions of the neighboring countries as well, example Bangladesh, Myanmar, Bhutan, Indonesia, etc. Okay, fine. So under this program only, there are two local user terminals, LUT we call it, that is situated in Bangalore and Lucknow, with Indian Mission Control Center INMCC at Bangalore. So they actually work in coordination with the rescue coordination centers and the international mission control centers. So as I said that this program has made two local user terminals. One is in Bangalore and Lucknow, and they actually work the main one, the center one of the Indian ministers, an Indian Mission Control Center. It is in Bangalore, and they work in coordination with the RCC, the RCCs, as well as the international mission control centers. Now the INMCC, which is in Bangalore, it is connected with the RCCs of the major cities, which is the Mumbai, Delhi, Chennai, Kolkata, through the AFS network. So if any distress alert received from these areas are covered in areas covered is automatically transmitted to the RCC. Okay. Next is SAR agreement. SAR is search and rescue. So search and rescue agreements have been signed with different countries. For example, the Royal Government of Bhutan. So India can seek SAR assistance from the adjoining RCCs of other nations as well in accordance with this bilateral agreement. So for the purpose of SAR, the authorities of other states who wish to conduct their research and rescue operations in the territory of India, they will have to transmit a request and give the full details of the projected mission, and then that would be further taken care of by the authority, by the designatory authority. Okay. So that's it. So this was all about search and rescue operations in civil aviation. I hope you liked my video. If you found it informative and helpful and interesting, do give it a thumbs up and drop a comment below. Also, do subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos coming up in future. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.